If you like your music hard and your lyrics Christ-centered, HM is the magazine for you. Every 2 months, HM brings you in-depth interviews, news, and reviews of your favorite artists. Call now for a special offer.
We love HM Magazine because it rocks.
The best part of that was Wally was yawning.
Way to go, Yanni.
Hi there, we're the Galactic Cowboys.
Rock me low, coming easy. I got a home on there.
That gives us mental inspiration.
We've been around for 10 years. We have 5 albums. We're working on the 5th.
First album's called what, Wally?
Galactic Cowboys.
Second album's called what, Alan?
Space in your face.
Third album?
Machine Fish.
EP is called Feel the Rage. The last album was called,
A Horse That Bud Bought.
which, was really bad. People just didn't understand why we called it that.
And now?
This is the newest album. And we're still deciding on the title.
Rat Face.
Happy for now.
At the end of the day,
5.
spread the hate.
Can I finish? I can't finish. I can't finish. I can't finish. You want to take a tour of the studio?
This is like the reception area.
Do you like our colors? Do you like our colors? We've got orange and then lime green, which are offset by the gray on this one. I think we got some teeth.
Yeah, we got some teeth.
You like some teeth? Yeah, it used to be a dentist office in here, and this guy was bad off, Yeah, Juan.
Okay, Juan, if you're out there, your teeth are ready. Come pick them up. Let's say 2 o'clock on Tuesday. I think a tooth fell off.
Yeah. Just put that back in. Anywhere.
Better make that Wednesday.
Yeah.
If anybody out there knows how to fix sitars, if you're an official sitar repairman, we've got a hole blown out of this one. Studio room. You can tell because we got foam.
As opposed to the control room.
Right, which is through the glass window. And that really large chair is where our producer / drummer, Alan, sits.
We could call it Van Halen 3.
Yes.
Each CD comes with a free cookie.
Man, when it comes to marketing, you can't beat the free cookie.
Well, he's about to start doing some guitar tracks.
Thinking about it. Come on. Alan!
What do they call it?
Annoy boy. Wally is the annoy boy. Why is it so dark?
Now it's time for the tedious, anal retentive Wally guitar tracking. This could take years. I don't think the album's gonna come out now until next year.
Mortification.
Mortification. Patrick. I was reading the Holy Bible the other day. The book of Amos.
This inspirational word brought to you by Howard Goss.
Bits? Oh, genius.
It's OG. Oh.
Huh?
Oh!
It's OG.
Oh.
There it is.
I hate music.
Alan hates music.
That's another possible name for the album. UH.
They wanted us to bring...
I like that.
I think you should call it Free Cookies.
Free cookies!
Ooh. There it is, another possible
Another
name.
possible name for the new album.
Okay.
Free fresh baked cookies.
Cookies for sale.
But then they would be free cookies.
Free cookies for sale.
Yeah, we did this video for Feel the Rage, and there was this like insane director. And this guy wanted me to like totally immerse in mud. And so here I am in my backyard going, oh, yeah, I'll do it again, no problem. So I keep getting dunked in mud over and over and over and over. So I get done and I blow my nose and I clean my ears and there's all sorts of gunk coming out of every orifice. And so, like within 2 weeks, I had this ear infection. My ear swelled until it was closed, pus was running out of it, and I blame the director.
I'm sure he meant well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the live footage from Field of Rage was filmed here in Houston at this place called The Abyss. And it was hot there. It was as hot as The Abyss.
Touring plans? Well, not really plans so much as
None.
just the idea of touring. We always play in bars and little clubs that stink, and you expect to get treated pretty badly.
Are the vocals real when we do a show live? Yes. Well, obviously. Are we Christians? Yes. They want to know if conversations at the end of Where Are You Now are real. And no, they are not. That was acting.
Does Wally really only eat tacos and jalapeno pizza?
Yes. Are we a Christian band? No. I don't know that. There's a song on here called Nothing to Say. And I really dig that song so far. It rocks. Lately there's been nothing to say. Seems like there's nothing to say. Why is there nothing to say?
This is so deep. This is like nihilism and spiritualism, some sort of Eastern thing all wrapped up together. And this guy, it's all about what's in here. You understand? Right there.
And now a new age moment with Wally Farkas.
Didn't we shot one day, and then at the end of the day we realized the goofy director hadn't loaded the camera or something?
Oh,
something like that.
It's not me messing with your life, giving you that trouble and strife. Blaming on my evil twin, cheating at the game, not responsible for all your pain.
nice lever.
Don't diss the lever.
Put that on the list.
One fine lever.
Another possible name for the next album, One Nice Lever.
Fine.
One fine lever.
Or some other kind of resin stench.
That about says it all.
Thank you very much, everybody, and welcome to Wheel of Fortune. Nice to have you all with us. This is Ted Kirkpatrick, a professional musician. What are you music on?
I play drums in the Los Angeles area, yes.
Good for you, and things are going well in that regard,
So
I hope?
far, yes.
They tell me you are an expert at winning carnival games. Why are you, Ted?
I don't know how it started, but I'm a good person to take along with you if you go to the fair. So.
Like you could knock milk cans down and all that?
Yeah, the whole show.
Hi, this is Aaron Garrett, guitarist of Tourniquet. We're out here on the Pacific Ocean in sunny California. We had some rain recently, so we're enjoying the clear skies and the nice weather. We're often asked by fans and kids what kind of advice we would give to struggling musicians and maybe people that are starting out wanting to join bands. First of all, you have to really enjoy what you're doing, whether it's the guitar, the drums, the bass guitar, or singing. Also, when you get into bands, bands are like families, and the friendship and you're going to be spending time with these people. So you have to really enjoy being around them and sharing with them not only the musical aspects, but maybe the spiritual side.
All right, round three. We do have that $5,000 space on the wheel, and we have another puzzle to get to. It's a person.
Your motivation should be that you really enjoy the music and you want to share a message of Christ. And whether you're playing for your friends in your garage or you're playing a show with lots of people in a stadium, you should understand that, you know, either place is fun, and be content with playing for whatever size crowd you're at.
10. $350.
T.
Yep, there's a T. $600.
An R?
Yes, 2 R's. Ted, you have $1,700. What are you going to do?
I'd like to buy a vowel.
All right.
A U?
Yeah, just one. I don't know what I'm going to do for you, but there it is.
I'll spin.
Okay. Well, 500.
An L, please?
Yes, 1 L. Well, you want to go again? You have almost $2,000. Totally up to you.
I'll spin.
Hi, my name is Vince Dennis. I'm the bass player from Tourniquet. I met Tourniquet while they were in the middle of recording their latest release, Crawled in China, here at Bill's Place Recording and Rehearsal Studio.
Number is out. Was it 700?
A G, please?
Yep, 1G. Well, you've been pretty brave so far. What do you think? You have $2,650.
I'll spin.
Okay. $400.
A D, please.
Yes, 1D. You can go again if you like. $3,050 at stake here.
Yeah, I'll go one more.
I was in my apartment building just resting, and I was halfway asleep. My wife, there was a knock at the door, and she went and answered it. you know, just like, you know, not thinking anything of it until I heard like this screaming and yelling, and I got up out of bed to go see what was going on. I see my wife with the guard like this, and I look to the right, and maybe like 3 or 2 feet away from me, this guy reaches out with a gun and shoots me. Okay, I was shot with a 9mm, hit me right there. Realizing this guy just shot me, I just like went to the ground, you know, because I didn't want the guy to shoot me again, and you know, blood gushing out of me. I started throwing up blood. When you throw up blood, you automatically think you're dead. So I was rushed to the hospital, and maybe it was like a day after recovery. You know, I had surgery because I had a bullet in there. They had to take out half of my lung, rip me totally apart. And I was laying there in bed, and you know, had my family, friends, my mom, you know, everybody around. And a doctor came in, and he said, "Wow, Vince, I just came, you know, shake your hand, you know, and see you're alive." Because basically, he told me, he says, "I gave up on you. You're dead." And he says another doctor came in, and he basically cut my wrist open and stuck stuff in me to get me going again. And he basically brought me back to life.
C, please. There had better be a C somewhere up there. That's it. The rest of vowels, $8,050. Identify this person, please.
Long distance runner.
That's it, yeah. Very impressive.
This tattoo is also a permanent reminder, you know, that for a couple reasons actually, that God is basically in control of our lives, and you know, we never know what situation we're going to be in, but He's always going to be there for us.
$8,050 to spend in the spa. Go ahead.
Okay, for $7,688, I will take the truck.
You got it, and you're not quite finished here. You still have $362 to spend.
Okay, for $345, I'll take the sunglasses.
All right, we'll put those in the truck for you. Leave you with $17 to go on a gift certificate. And here's Jack to tell you about your shades and your little mode of transportation.
Enjoy what you're doing, just like we're out here enjoying the weather. Take care.
Just across
Johnny present, Hey. Oh my God! Wow.
Hey, that went out of the playing field.
Get away from us!
Hi, my name is Bruce. I play guitar and sing for Living Sacrifice. We've got Lance to my right, Chris, who plays bass behind me, Jason Truby, who plays guitar, and we're here in the offices of HM Magazine.
My teeth are chipped, you see? We're playing these little small places, and the mic's right there. The person up front is like right in front of you, and so he gets hit from a kid behind him. He runs into the mic hits me in the mouth. I'm spitting blood, baby.
Most shows, kids just go nuts, have a good time, yell stuff at us, throw stuff at us. It's really cool.
Nothing more to live.
Hold on, we got a call from Striper. Okay. We're all about Wranglers, Stetson, and cowboy hats. That's what we're about.
I have the ghost of singing. I'm feeling free again. And you destroy. I'm just a fool doing it.
You know, a lot of our sounds are definitely directly influenced just by what we grew up listening to, which was just like, you know, like new wave of British metal, you know, Iron Maiden, and even Black Sabbath and stuff like that. And so we, even though we don't necessarily listen to the same stuff as we did when we were growing up, it's like, you know, it's still there, you know, and it's what we feel, and you know, whenever we get together to write as a band, I mean, it's just what comes out.
Jesus is God. There is no other way. There's no other way.
Every show is different. We really like to we try to be led by the Holy Spirit and just pray that God would have His way in each show. Some shows, man, we hit them hard. You know, I mean, we'll pray before the show starts. Other shows, we won't say a word until the end of the show. You know, it's just different everywhere.
This song is about the Holy Spirit of God.
I'm not really can't really convince somebody that what we're doing is of God or, you know, or anything. I just, you know, can share my heart and what the Lord has shown me to do, which is, you know, to minister through music and to, you know, reach out to people with the love of Christ.
When you go into a situation where nobody knows who you are, it's like they're not really going to care about what you have to say or what you stand for, what your convictions are, until they respect what you're doing musically. And so we kind of try to hit them hard musically, and you know, if we feel like we have their respect, then we tell them what's important to us, and that's Jesus Christ. This next video is Reject. It's on our album called Reborn.
Self-pity is useless.
just means we can park anywhere in the world because it's a parking pass.
We're just a group of guys that got together that came out of the heavy music scene and wanted to reach people with the gospel and needed a tool to do it with.
First we have Bruce, who is Mr. Frank. He takes care of all the business end and he talks a lot. And then we got Lance. He's just the opposite. He doesn't talk very much. And he's pretty much the backbone of Living Sacrifice. And then we got Jason. He also likes to talk here and there. He plays guitar too. And I'm just winging it right now, and just like on stage.
A lot of kids question why they're here and their faith, and you know, it's really not about the music, although we really do enjoy it, but it's about letting people know that God is concerned about where they're at.
We're here with Keith from Mortification, and the guys are currently in the studio recording their next album. To find out a little bit more about what's happening with the band, let's speak to the man himself. Keith?
We're currently in the studio recording our new album, which is titled Triumph of Mercy. We're actually in the studio right now. Steve's in there doing his vocal tracks at the moment.
1, 2. I've got it in both ears, yep. Check, 1, 2. 1, 2.
Out of the sewers! Out of the drains!
Hi, this is Steve Rowe from Mortification in St Andrew's Studio, Melbourne, Australia, recording our new album Triumph of Mercy, and it's an absolute miracle that I am here. About a year and a half ago I was diagnosed with acute lymphatic leukemia and given a 1% chance to live, which was a very scary proposition at the time, and of course I went through chemotherapy, and then they gave me a bone marrow transplant. I was very blessed that my father had the same bone marrow as me, so 70% of people who need a bone marrow transplant can't have one, so they haven't got a donor, but my father had the same stem cells as me, so I had a bone marrow transplant and went through probably about 4 or 5 months of the most incredible sickness and pain that you can imagine. The middle of 1997 the cancer came back, and I was told that I had 2 weeks to live, and they wanted me to go back on chemotherapy and radiation again. And I said, look, you know, you only gave me a 1% chance to start. I'm just going to go home and be with my family and see what happens. Put my trust in God, because I believe that, you know, I'm not going to die, but He's still got purpose for me to do something. 2 weeks later I had a double epileptic grand mal seizure, and they gave me 2 hours to live. And they said that my brain was very badly damaged, and that if I did live that I would never walk again, that I would go blind, and that my brain and my insides would be very damaged. And this was not a very good proposition obviously for my family. But 2 weeks later I sort of woke up out of being unconscious, and I was in a wheelchair for a few weeks, about a month or two, and then threw the wheelchair away and started walking on a frame, and then threw the frame away and started walking normally. And I concerned about my eyesight. They said that my eyesight was going to be, my eyes were going to be continually bleeding, and that I would eventually have very bad eyesight. So for a while I wasn't allowed to drive a car. Then I got to the point of healing where I was able to drive during the day. Now I'm able to drive day and night. And now in March 1998, as we record the album, my body is cancer free. Doctors cannot find any cancer in my body. I've been working with natural therapy, and of course really believing in God for a miracle. And He's given me that miracle, and now we are on the road to coming back to tour. we're going to be coming over to America in August, September to tour, and then going to Europe next year. And I'm believing the whole ministry is just going to continue from here. And it would be great if all you guys could keep supporting Road Production and keep supporting metal, especially Mortification, because Road Production and Mortification is really the only label and band out there that are continuing to do metal. So thanks for your support, and hopefully I'll get to meet you guys on tour. Cheers.
We're about halfway through the recording. All the drums and most of the guitar tracks are finished, so we're just getting everything ready to mix and finish it up.
All I know is this: God is always there. Come to Him, cling to Him, trust in Him.
we're heavily rooted in the classic style of heavy metal, and we're going to keep going with that. I mean, yes, we're kind of a black metal style band, but we want to keep our classic metal roots and bring that out a bit more in the next album. We're just going to try and be original and creative and do something that people have not heard before rather than just copy off someone else. I think it's pretty slack to do things like that. My real day job is doing video clips for other bands. I'm not going to drop any names, but they're sort of often considered satanic bands or evil bands. Like I said, some of the best friends I have are with supposedly satanic bands. You know? I mean, I just deal with these people on a normal level, and they're good friends. In fact, they've proved to be better friends than many Christians around the place. Why should I wear a t-shirt of a Christian band when I don't actually listen to the band or like the band, you know? I mean, it's no secret that I would listen to secular bands, so why should it be any secret that I should wear their t-shirt? Basically, where I live on the Gold Coast in Australia, it's pretty isolated, and I'm flat out even knowing any Christians, let alone any Christians who play in bands. So people ask me, are the other members of the band Christians? Well, no, they're not. But as far as the band goes, I am the band. I just hire people to come in and play in the band. If I couldn't hire these people to be in the band, there would be no band at all. I'm the sole creator and controller of the band. What I say goes with the band, so as far as I'm concerned, I don't need Christian guitarists and Christian bass players because I don't know any. I'm not in a place where these people exist. I'm going to show you this video clip. It's called Genetic War, and it's all about how genetics is going to make a big difference in our lives in the next 20 to 30 years because we can already replicate sheep. It's not going to be hard to replicate human beings. And then, you know, all of a sudden, are we playing God? Do we have the moral right to do that? I'm not making any judgments here, I'm just asking the questions. It's questions you should be asking now because they're only on the forefront of science, and we've got to ask these questions morally before it overtakes us. I mean, Saddam Hussein has already started showing interest in cloning himself. So if he's going to start doing things like that, shouldn't we sort of be thinking this morally and saying, okay, well, let's get a solution here. That's what the clip's about, you know. That's why you've got disfigured people in this sort of futuristic battle, because I'm depicting what's going to be happening in the future. So this is it, Genetic War. Enjoy it.
What is the dark? I
This is a clip for Insane. Well, I'll just show you an excerpt from it. It's done by Ben Roberts, who's an editor who works with me. My favourite bit is the when I appear on this big video screen in front of the United Nations. I think it's really quite humorous. I got a good laugh when I first saw it. So. This is an excerpt from A Conquering Force. It's my personal favourite song off the album. I just wanted to do something different, you know, a bit of a medieval kick to it. Of course, when we shot it was 40-degree heat in Australia, and very hot, 40 degrees Celsius that is. And as you can see, sweat's pouring off everyone. So it's not really the idyllic medieval forest, but it was quite good fun at the time. I also recently made a feature film, which I ended up having to appear in the film myself as a demon. It was really quite funny. We had to sort of remove all the hair off my body to sort of put this latex stuff on. So like, I don't know if you can see here, but most of the hair off my body's been shaved off. It's just starting to grow back now. This is a bit of an excerpt from the film now. As you can see, I play some sort of horrible creature. It's a full-length feature film. It's very low budget. It is what it is. It was a lot of fun to do it. Just so you know, my teeth really aren't disappointed. The reason I'm talking with an if at the moment is that I've got vampire teeth in and they're fake. So let no one be deceived. I am not a demon. These are my fake teeth. Alright. I actually bought them for a film. They're actually film props, but they look real. So yeah, I now talk normally without an if. But it's just something I wear now and again. It makes it look interesting. I'm not trying to be anyone weird or anything like that. People say, "Oh, you look demonic." Well, how many people out there have actually seen demons? You know, it says in the Bible, Satan appears as an angel of light. So, you know, I don't think that the image of a demon really is, you know, banging teeth and glowing eyes and all that sort of stuff. I think it's something that's very deceiving. To me, an image of a demon for me would be someone who looks nice with short hair and a big smile and a suit. You know, to me that can often be a very deceptive image. And yeah, if anyone had to pick a sign of evil, that's the sign I would choose. I mean, yeah, I've got a suit as well and I smile as well, but the amount of evil I've seen associated with people who wear suits regularly greatly outweighs the satanic band people and all that sort of stuff. So real evil is rooted in pride, not in imagery.
Hey, this is Ted Kirkpatrick, drummer for Tourniquet. We are live in Malibu, California. Sunny California, I might add. It's just about high noon here, and we're on beautiful Gorge Road, this little known back canyon road that cuts through one of the mountains here. And we're just about at the beginning of June here, so there's a lot of flowers out. It's quite beautiful. And I want to talk a little bit about obedience in the Christian life. I'm going to read a verse from Psalm 119, verse 11. It says, "I have hidden your word in my heart that I might not sin against you." And that really gets to the crux of what obedience is about. I think we need to ask ourselves the question, why do we want to be obedient to God? Is it just out of blind respect for God or a fear of Him that every time we don't obey He's going to crush us with a hammer? Or is it because we really love Him and desire to obey Him? That verse really illustrates the fact that when God's Word is hidden in our heart, then we have a desire to obey Him because we know how true it is. And just as a father who's bringing up a child instructs them in the way that they should go, by God's Word, He instructs us in the way that we should follow Him. And of course, the better we know him, I'm sure you've heard this before, the easier it is for us to love him, because we see the fantastic qualities and the character and above all the love that God has for his children. And God's desire for us to be obedient to him is not an end in itself. It is part of a process of maturity. And as new Christians, sometimes we obey God's word, or we obey authority, or children obey their parents just out of blind obeying because we don't know any better. We don't understand what it means, but we're going to obey no matter what. The great thing is, as we grow and deepen our relationship and our roots with God, we obey him because we love him and we trust and know that he knows best for us. There's a creek down here, one of the many creeks flowing through these most of these valleys in California. And this can get incredibly flooded right here, over the road in fact. And of course, if you had little kids, you would be telling them, don't go down there when it rains because it could be very dangerous. And a lot of people tragically are killed in floods in California. And the father is telling the child that, and the child better obey, but 9 times out of 10, a 3-year-old child is not going to understand why they shouldn't do that. You know, it's like, don't play with matches. Well, why? You know, or don't put your hand on the stove. What's the first thing you do? And as we grow, we understand that our parents love us. They have a reason for telling us that. Not because they're control freaks, but because they truly want the best for us. And in the same way, God desires the best for us, and therefore requires that we obey him. Of course, he is a holy God. He is deserving of all our respect and all of our desire and our ability to obey him. But it's really wonderful in the course of obeying him that we mature and we grow up, and it really, really increases our love for God. So next time you see that word obey, I hope that you can understand a little more and appreciate that God always wants the best for us. He always knows the best for us. And the closer we get to him, the more our desire will grow to obey him. Signing off from Malibu, California. God bless.